Okay, today on Cabal Cast, we're going to be in Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath to do a 1 versus 1 holiday VOD. So this is VOD, this is the next VOD in my series, and we have two expert players. We got Unleashed UA playing as Random, and Technique playing as Reaper 17. So I'm just going to jump straight into this one because I have a lot of replays to get through, and we're going to be on Tournament Odessey, and I love this map. This map is super awesome. So in the top right here, we see red. This is going to be Unleashed UA's playing as a not faction, so the Animal Unleashed. And down in the bottom right, or bottom left, I should say, we have green. This is Technique. He's playing as the Green Reaper 17. So he's going to go straight for an assimilator. He's got two portals. Wow. So is he trying to fake that he's going to be Trawler 59? This would be interesting. I mean, Unleashed with his years of experience should know that once he doesn't get Disintegrator squads halfway across the map, he doesn't have fast legs yet, that he should understand that he doesn't have it. But anyway, Technique's going to go for a lot of Disintegrators, and what is Unleashed going to do? He's going to be Blackhand. So Blackhand is going to be on the cards for Unleashed, and this is going to be very, very deadly for both these players, actually, because both of them are steamrolling factions, which is quite nice. Technique's not going to capture his tip spike just yet. Now he plays down his Distractor. He's got, holy cow, how many squads is this? Where's my health bars? Where's my health bars? Control 1. There we go. Okay, there we go. So control is, he's got, oh, this is a lot of squads. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 squads of Disintegrators. And that's quite a bit. Now, just Unleashed obviously scouts it, and he's going to be going for an Operations Center. He's going to be going for a Flame Tank, and this is going to be huge. Oh, boy. Both these players are going to go for a rush strategy. The two tip spikes have been captured by Technique, and the two tip spikes have been captured by Unleashed, so both of them are getting 20 credits a second. The Disintegrator squads are going to be coming in. Obviously, Unleashed knows that he's not Trawler 59, but rather a Reaper 17 or Screen Vanillas. But here comes a Flame Tank, and that Flame Tank is just going to barbecue all of these Disintegrator squads. Here comes the Shredder turn base defense, and that's going to push these Disintegrator squads away. He sells it off for 300 credits because he doesn't need it anymore. Technique's going to split him up into 3 sessions, but he does destroy all of them. Oh my god, he doesn't. He just barely gets away. That Flame Tank could have done a lot of damage to all these Disintegrator squads, but Technique with a master X-split there. But another Flame Tank is coming in from Unleashed, and he's just going to be barbecuing the rest of those Disintegrator squads. So Unleashed, with the quick thinking and Technique's going to be splitting up those Disintegrators squads again. Obviously, he's not going to be able to destroy the rest of the Flame Tanks, but another Flame Tank's coming in, and Technique sees this one as well. So Technique tried to do a cheese strategy with all these Disintegrator squads, but unfortunately, Unleashed went for fast Flame Tanks, and he lost one, which is unfortunate, but he managed to take out all these Disintegrator squads, and Technique is going to have to figure something out. At his main base, we see he's building up some Secret Tanks, and Secret Tanks is what he can build against what Unleashed is going to have, which is going to be 3 Flame Tanks, and Unleashed has double refineries with 3 harvesters on it, while Technique has 4 and 2 or 3 and 2 of his own, and he's just blowing up some Secret Tanks. He's got 3 going towards the middle half of the map here, which, by the way, has an Epic Control Center. So if either one of these players wants to capture it, that would be great. And the defensive structure here guarding this bottom right plateau here, or plateau, sorry, not plateau, and just expansion post out here with a green Tiburn field. So one of the Flame Tanks is going to go to the south. Another one's going to go to the other side of the map here. And the other one is going to be going right here. So Technique spots this one, and he will manage to take out this Flame Tank. Unleashed may want to reverse that back and see if we can take out these Flame Tanks. They will do a little bit of damage. Another Flame Tank here is going to take out, or another Secret Tank is going to take out the Flame Tank. But I'm not sure if Technique knows where that other Flame Tank is. He's trying to spot it around with his Secret Tanks, and it does manage to place out another Extractor, so that's going to be pretty great here. But we see a Reckoner coming in, has 2 Blackhands. Oh, Unleashed is going to go for some crazy cheese coming out here from him. So we see the Flame Tank's going to be coming in towards that Extractor. Technique probably sees it. He has a Secret Tank on it already. That Extractor has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. That Reckoner is going to be coming into the base right here. The Confessor Cabal squad is going to be taken out by these Secret Tanks. That other Flame Tank is going to be hidden up here where Technique can't see it. And Unleashed is going to be coming in. He did manage to deploy the Reckoner on here, but Technique is just going to lift off the drone ship and fly it around. It would have been more beneficial for Unleashed to deploy right here, because then he can do a lot more damage. But unfortunately, I think he would have probably lost the Reckoner a lot faster, because there's a lot of Secret Tanks here from Technique. So that was quite I mean, he forced the sell-off of the power plant and the extractor from Technique, so I guess that's okay in a sense. But now that Reckoner is just going to stay there until those Black Hand squads come out of the deploy Reckoner. That Flame Tank, I'm not sure where it is. It's still on the move. So I think Technique thought he found up all the Flame Tanks, but unfortunately not. He has this expansion here from Unleashes and Sights, and he's just going to do a little bit of harvester harassment. But here comes that Flame Tank, and that Flame Tank is just going to barbecue all of Technique's buildings, and this is not going to be good. Technique was not prepared for this. He did not find out that there was 3 Flame Tanks on the field. He did manage to take out 2 of them, but this Flame Tank is just going to be destroying all of Technique's buildings, and this is not what he needs. He's just forced to pull back all his secret tanks. He did manage to take out that Harvester from Unleashed, but his production structure is just about to be destroyed, and he's not really in too good a shape right now. This Flame Tank is destroying all of his base right here. The Flame Tank is elite, so it could do quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, he's not focusing on the secret tanks, which he quite should be. He's trying to take out that Shield Harvester, which has a full load of green tib, and unfortunately, that Flame Tank is going to get destroyed, but Technique lost a lot of his buildings right there. And the Black Hat squad is going to be attacking those 2 reactors, which is quite good. The other one's still inside the Reckoner. So Technique is in pretty bad shape. He doesn't have any production structures to speak of. He just has a lot of economy. And here comes Unleashed with some Scorpion tanks. So this could do quite a bit of damage. But all Technique can do now is just build a couple of power plants and portals, and then push those Scorpion tanks away. But unfortunately, Unleashed is not going to choose not to engage because he knows there's a lot of secret tanks here. And secret tanks can take Scorpion tanks, not one-on-one, but in a group. So Unleashed is going to hold off for now. That Scorpion tank is doing the funky chicken there just for a couple seconds there. So now Unleashed did a ton of damage to Technique, and he's going to be destroying that Reckoner right now. Unleashed is going to bail out those Black Hat squads, which are super resilient to secret tanks, and Technique is just trying to use that to shield Harvester. He was going to go get that green tip from over there, but decided to go back over here. He's got 2, 4, 6, 8 on this field here, which is overkill. And here comes Unleashed with his secret tanks, destroying up all these reactors. Unfortunately, he won't take any of them out, which is quite surprising. He's built some disintegrator squads, and he does have that defensive turret there, so that's going to be very, very nice for Technique. And he's going to be fortifying his position on this little bit of an expansion here for him. And he's still building out disintegrator squads from his portal, as well as he placed on another warp sphere, and there's going to be more secret tanks coming up from him. Meanwhile, Unleashed has got his tier 2 back up his operation center, and he's going to go for some dozer blades for his Scorpion tank, and he's going to go for a 3rd expansion. Is that a 2nd MCV? No, he's not. He's going to go for more flame tanks. He got 2 flame tanks on the field for Unleashed, and he's going to go do some more buildings destroys. Technique actually got that expansion point, so this could be pretty good for him. He doesn't have to expand anymore with his drone platform. Actually, as soon as they went back to his drone platform, he just placed down an extractor, so that's going to be pretty good. These Scorpion tanks don't have the dozer blades just yet. I think they're reverse moving into the wrong area. Oh no, what are you doing, Unleashed? That's wrong, that's wrong. He lost 2 Scorpion tanks unnecessarily. And that was not good by him. Here come the dozer blades. Now they can finally crush all the disintegrator squads. But yeah, Unleashed should have waited before he did that. But now here comes the Scorpion tanks, and they're going to be spread out quite a bit, actually. And this is going to be forcing a Technique to go in defending his base again from this onslaught of attacks here by Unleashed. And the flame tank coming in from the backside of things does not get any of Technique's buildings, but just bypassed all these expansion points and the extractor, so that did not focus on that. The Scorpion tanks are just in the back side of the base just for now. They're trying to do some harvester harassment, I think, or destroy all these secret tanks. But with the dozer blades, they should be able to do a ton of damage. And Technique is just trying to hold off this assault with secret tanks and disintegrators. So he could actually, he's definitely going to hold off this assault. He will lose a couple of harvesters, but I think he's probably going to be fine with that because he had too many on this field to begin with. So that's going to be pretty good from him. And that reactor might get destroyed, but all the Scorpion tanks were completely wasted. He should have Unleashed should have had some buggies along with that because he knew he was going to do some disintegrator tanks or disintegrators. And speaking of disintegrators, that one is completely heroic, so that's going to be pretty good for Technique. And these Scorpion tanks are just going to be a hold off for here for now. Unleashed has decided to expand to the 3rd expansion field, 2 and 1 on this field. He has 2 saboteurs. He's obviously going to go capture Technique's tip spikes, and that's going to bring up to 40 credits a second. He does hold that defensive tower too, so he's going to be fortifying his position on the platform as well. That's going to be pretty good. He's going to go for some more Scorpion tanks and flame tanks. He's also going to go for another MCV, so he could be going for an MCV push. These disintegrator squads from Technique are going to go to the top side of the map here to see what they can find. and you're going to find that Unleash is up here. Unleash does know that they're coming, so he's going to be going for some Black Hand Confessor Cabal squads, and they're definitely going to be beefed up. And these Disintegrator squads are just going to get absolutely wrecked by these Shredder turns and Confessor Cabal squads. Technique needs to destroy these saboteurs before something else happens to them, and he will take one of them out, and that's all he gets. But one of them is going to be pretty good. In the meantime, Technique is going to be attacking the backside of Unleash's base with the cups. Oh, he finds that MCV! He finds that MCV! Oh, and he takes it out. That was nice there by Technique. Takes out. There goes $3,000 down the drain by Unleashed, and now he's going to have to force to rebuild it. Now on the counter attack by Technique, destroying all these Scorpion tanks, there's not going to be a whole lot of forces here for Unleashed to speak of to destroy all these secret tanks. So yeah, he needs to take out this base right here and an upgraded power plant, and that'll be pretty good. But Unleashed doesn't have that many forces right now. He's trying to build Confessor Cabal squads and Scorpion tanks, but at the same time, Technique has a lot of secret tanks, and I think Unleashed blew his opportunity to take out Technique at the start of the game. And now this is forcing Technique to build up a lot of secret tanks and a lot of Disintegrator squads. Tier 1 screen for the win, I think. And he's moving a drop platform again because he lost that expansion point. Now there's a lot of secret tanks here, but then again there's a lot of Confessor Cabal squads, and I think Technique needs to invest in some Shard Walkers so they can take out the Confessor Cabal squads, because secret tanks won't do the trick, even with the discs and even with the upgrade, the Shard launches, if Technique decides to go for Tier 3. But I think he's just intent on just going for some Tier 1 spam, and now he's going to be building some Shard Walkers, so he's going to be going for a pretty hefty build over here. Technique did lose one of his tip spikes to Unleashed, so Unleashed has... actually, now that I think of it, Technique is doing the exact same thing, so he's going to be back on 3 spikes. It's just 2 and 2 for now. And now Unleashed just upgraded his Confessor Cabal squads with the, I forget what that upgrade is called, Black Disciples. So now Unleashed is going to be going for some classic Black Hand spam, which is going to be forcing Technique to bring out the Shard Walkers. He should invest in some attenuated force fields, because then that would be pretty good against the Black Hand infantry. Now that these Black Hand infantry are out, these secret tanks and Disintegrator squads are 100% useless. But I think Technique is just going to be forced to use some hit and run tactics with these secret tanks. He's obviously going to be base creeping with this extractor to get that green tip to field over there. Place down a buzzer hive to protect this extractor, and using the Shard Walkers to take out the rest of the infantry. Here comes some more Scorpion tanks from the top here, and they're going to be attacking the Shard Walkers, which, by the way, have a lot of armor against the Scorpion tanks from Unleashed. And I think Unleashed now is just intent on doing some Tier 1 spam. He does have a operation center, but he's not going for Tech Lab. Technique does have the Nerve Center, and he is going for attenuated force fields, so that's going to be pretty good. He's using, Unleashed is using the infantry to take out that defensive structure that Technique can't use it anymore. Lots of destruction here. It looks like all the Scorpion tanks have all been destroyed. And Technique is just going to be losing out Technique is losing out on the defensive structure, which he could have used for defensive purposes. But he did do a little bit of damage to the Scorpion tanks, but at the same time he lost it to just infantry. So that's all you need to just take out a defensive tower. Unleashed still holds his, so that's gonna be pretty good. And Unleashed decided to just take out that tip spike, because it wouldn't matter if you take gun back or not. Speaking of which, Technique has that one single simulator squad. He could be going for that MCV cap, or he could get the tip spike. And Unleashed had kept the tip spike back, so he's back on 3 tip spikes to Technique's 0. Now he's gonna be coming in. Unleashed is going to be coming in with some more infantry squads. The Buzzer Swarm support power comes in, and Secret Tank and Scorpion Tanks come in. The Intimidating Force Fields is done for Technique, and that's going to do some insane amount of damage, or absorb insane amount of damage, I should say, against what Unleashed has. Unleashed is just pouring in. He's trying to take out all of these forces right here, but unfortunately Technique is just going to be using the brute force of his Shard Walkers to take out the infantry squads, and these infantry are doing a ton of damage. Actually, it's pretty even right now, but I think Technique will take out the rest of the infantry, and then these Scorpion tanks were coming in from the flank, trying to take out the rest of the Shard Walkers, but unfortunately we were out of position. So unfortunately for Unleashed, that was a failed attack now, and he's going to go for some one clicks. So we'll see. Where he does the one clicks. I think Technique is aware of the one clicks, and I think Unleashed is trying to force Yeah, he could use the tip Veda detonation on the this force right here, and then destroy Technique, Technique's forces. And I think he will do so indeed, unless he has the money. I'm just waiting for that tip Veda detonation to happen. He's wasting all his forces, and I think he will probably drop it down. This would be the perfect opportunity to use the tip Veda detonation, because right now there's no shields on a good portion of these force right here. But I think he will hold off, because I think he's trying to drop a. Yep, here comes the tip Vapor Bomb. And that'll do a ton of damage. He did manage to take it off. He doesn't manage to take out the tier 2, which sucks. He did manage to take out the extractor. Or no, not the extractor, but the warp sphere. So that's something. But unfortunately, he didn't do the damage he wanted to, I guess. And here comes the one click. Uses it on this refinery. I guess that's a good idea. I mean, to me, he would have made a more option of using the tip Veda detonation to take out the forces from Technique, because now he has a good chunk of a tier 1 scrin, and now he can go attack Unleashed, which he doesn't have any forces on the map to speak of. Actually, I take that back. He has a couple of Scorpion tanks here and some random sold off structure Cabal squads. Technique is just trying to take out those tip spikes. He did manage to take that one back. And now Technique is going to be forced to destroy this tip spike, because he doesn't want Unleashed to benefit any more of the money. And now Unleashed has mined out this entire field, and he has to go back to his first field if he wants more Tiberium. And I think Technique is just going to be placing down another extractor, which is quite nice, and sells off that nerve strike. I don't think he needs it anymore. He's at tier 3, so he's going to go for some mechapades, and mechas are going to be coming in. He is probably going to go for some the shard segments, and that's going to be pretty bad for Unleashed. I mean, all he needs bikes and buggies to defend that, and I think Technique is just going to hold off on the mechapades for now, while he slowly transitions. Actually, he has a heroic secret tank, and this heroic secret tank is doing a ton of damage to these Scorpion tanks, and that's a hero secret tank. He's trying to take a think. Look how fast that thing fires. Oh, missed that on that, but that's oh well. That's a secret tank is heroic and has the nod heroic symbol on it, which is kind of funny to me. But now these mechapades, these mecha segments are coming in. He has 5, and he is going to go for some shard segments, which is the most powerful thing the mechapades have. And Unleashed is going to caught completely by surprise. He's trying to hide a Redeemer, so that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, and then Unleashed is going to be going for a Redeemer now. He's still on cash, so if Technique can hurry up with his mechapades, he could take out the Redeemer before it comes out of its engineering facility. But I think it's going to be too late now. Here comes the Redeemer. And the Redeemer will be risen. And it has. The shard segments now from Technique are going to be doing wonders against these Scorpion tanks, which means that Unleashed needs to go for Bike Buggy, period. Because this is not going to work for him. He has a sharded turn base defense here. I think that's... I wonder why he did that. Maybe he thought that there was simulators across the map or something. I have no idea. But here comes Technique with his mechapades, and this should take out the construction yard. I think Unleashed should go for an Obelisk, because Obelisk does a lot of damage against mechapades. But I think Technique is just going to go straight into the base right here. He's trying to take out that construction yard. And here comes the Obelisk of Light, and it will take out one of the mechapades, but unfortunately it doesn't do the damage it needs to be, and it will get destroyed. Technique's bringing in a lot of his mechapades, and another one will go down. But these shard segments are just doing a ton of damage, and Technique just desperately wants to take out that construction yard before anything else happens. And Unleashed throws on a laser field to help out with the defense, and I think Technique's just gonna holler out of there while the timing is good, because he has to deal with the Redeemer from Unleashed, which is, speaking of which, where the hell is it? Here it is. It's got a repair pod and a flame unit on it. So now Technique's gonna have to figure out what's something to do, and he is gonna go for some Reaper tripods with the force fields. Is he upgrading conversion reserves? No, he is not. That's the most underrated upgrade. But I think he has to hold off because he has to go back for some Tiberium. And the Reaper tripods now are going to be using the conversion beam to get some more Tib inside him. And here comes Unleashed with his Redeemer, and he's probably going to go down a rage generator. So I think a technique's to force fire on the ground, so that he doesn't have any force of his himself under rage. But here comes the technique. Oh, but he didn't use the rage. Oh no, that Redeemer is going to be destroyed now. Here comes another tripod. that Redeemer is going to be destroyed, period. The Mechapades are just destroying stuff up north here. And the short segments are taking out all these harvesters. And Unleashed will lose his Redeemer. So that was pretty bad. He sent his Redeemer in alone, and in turn made Technique emp it and destroy it. I think a Technique should push in with his Mechapades and his tripods, because now that construction yard is defenseless, but he's still on cash. He lost a lot of his harvesters, and I think once this force here takes out the construction yard, it will be GG for Unleashed. So unless something America's happens, he sells off his Tippecanoe plant because he can't support it right now. And I think once this construction yard is going to be destroyed, that Obelisk of Light destroys that secret tank, but unfortunately he misses out. And that construction yard has been destroyed, sells it off. Here come the tripods, going to finish off the Obelisk of Light. And the Mechapades are going to be finishing off those Scorpion tanks. Actually, Unleashed is desperately trying to get our Redeemer, but I think Technique knows it, and he's going to be going with his Mechapades, take out the Redeemer engineering facility, and Unleashed will definitely be destroyed. As long as that Tech Lab does not get destroyed, he can get out that Redeemer. But unfortunately, the Tib asteroid destroys that Redeemer engineering facility, and the rest of Unleashed's base is going to be destroyed, which means that Technique will come out on top here, and Unleashed has been defeated. That was a good game. Technique was on the back foot there for a good portion of that game, and then he just came back because he's Technique, you know? So 21 minutes, skip all that. Units craft here. Structures, resources, Unleashed and Technique. Unleashed. Stats, 186,662 to Unleashed and 196,264 to Technique. So only $10,000 more in favor of Technique. All right, so there's your Christmas VOD on Tournament Odessey. My name is Cabal, and I'll see you guys all next time.